Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Oops. Wrong screen. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to J is for Justice. My name is Jay. I am your host. It's good to be back over here on this channel. It's been a little minute through the holidays and everything. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be talking about Michael Monkey Vaughan. We're going to do a quick case recap, and then we're going to get into the latest interview, which is absolutely heartbreaking to watch. But I also wanted to bring attention to it because Michael is still missing, and there are 4 suspects in his case. I know, Angie, me too. It's very sad. Lizzie Bounds, thanks for being here. Hey, Danielle. Welcome in, everybody. If you could hit the like button on your way in, that would be great. Bones, I hope you had a great holiday. Hey, Regina. Good to see you. Ember Burns and Lucid. Thanks for being here. This is about raising awareness for little Michael Monkey Vaughan. His mom breaks my heart. It really, it's sad. It's sad. So here's a little recap on what happened to Michael. Oh, wait, hold on. Got to get some audio for you guys. That would help. All righty. Let me rewind a little bit. Here we go. The evening of July the 27th, 2021, Brandy went to work, which is his mom. Tyler was watching the children. That's her husband. Was watching the kids, which
Hey, Sherry.
She has a couple older ones, teenagers from a previous, and then they have Michael together, and then they have a 2-year-old little girl together, Michael and Aria. So reportedly, Michael walked to the neighbor's house to ask if he could play with their kids. The neighbor declined his offer, and the neighbor alleges that they walked Michael back to his house. This is the last confirmed sighting of Michael. Within this time frame, approximately 6:40 p.m. to sunset is around 9:15 in western Idaho at that time of the year. Tyler reports he was changing his sister's diaper, which he reports was a particularly messy diaper, therefore taking longer to change than normal, and ordered pizza. It was during those 5 to 10 minutes that Michael went missing. If you followed Monkey's case, you know who Stacy and Sarah Wondra are. They are neighbors, right? Well, they had 2 guests, Adrien and Brandon. And JLR interviewed Brandon. We went over that a few months ago. I'm going to play some clips of Brandon. And then the breaking news is that we have Stacy Wondra speaking to the news himself to clear his name.
This is Sarah Wondra, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. This is Sarah's husband, Stacy Wondra, 30 years old, a male. Stacy was also living at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacy has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. This is Brandon Shirtliff, 30 years old, of Kuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacy Wondra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance. And we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Brandon is currently believed to be in North Dakota. Adrien Lucien, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrien was staying with Sarah and Stacy Wondra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe that Adrien has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrien's currently believed to be in Toledo, but floats between Ohio and California.
So something dawned on me while I was making this video. Do you remember the press conference where they unveiled a huge semi-truck with Michael's face on the side? Well, when I just heard them say that this Adrien floats between Ohio and California, and he was in Idaho visiting with the Wondras, and they say all four of them have firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction.
And each child had between 3 and 5 trailers traveling around the country with Gordon at the time. So a lot of exposure for these cases, and a lot of tips and a lot of new information generated for these cases for law enforcement, and that's our goal. So I'm here to continue with Renee's passion, and so we're very excited to be able to partner with Idaho and bring some more attention to Michael's case. And to
Could this be more than what they're saying? Could this have been some kind of a human trafficking operation? Because if you factor in these press conferences, the one with the trailer was in August of 2022. So in August of 2022, they were going with the possible abduction trafficking route. And then in December of 2022, they unveil these 4 clowns and state that Michael's deceased. My question is, if they weren't sure he was abducted, why go to the lengths of putting him on a semi? Like, what happened between August and December, I guess is my question. All right, guys, now we're going to hear from Brandon himself. And JLR asks all the right questions.
Okay.
Pay attention.
That was the brief update, okay?
So you have an idea of who the suspects are, those 4 people. Now we're going to fast forward. Michael basically went out in the neighborhood. He snuck out of the house to go find someone to play with. Okay. When he couldn't find anyone to play with, we don't know what happened. Okay. But these 4 people put themselves pulling over on the side of the road. And Stacy Wondra says he saw a kid in a yard, but he says it wasn't Michael. Thank you, Angie B, for gifting a membership. Welcome, Lucid. Excuse me. They pull over on the side of the road to put steering wheel, what is it called? Power steering fluid. Look at the balloons. Where'd those come from? Power steering fluid in their car. They pulled over in the neighborhood just shy of their house. So their house was not very far from Michael's. Welcome, Lucid. I hope you'll use all your bennies. Thank you again, Angie B. It was so generous of you. So now we're going to get into, this is from Missing PNW Crimes Revisited. I think PNW is Pacific Northwest is the host. And it says, join me live as I dive into the shocking contradictions and lies exposed in Brandy's confrontation with Sarah Wondra, a named suspect in Michael's abduction. Using video clips, I'll reveal the stunning inconsistencies in Stacy Wondra's statements. Brandon and Stacy's statements don't match. I think so too, Shani T. When they pulled over, something happened. Did they hit him? This was one of my theories. Did they hit him and then hide it because they're running drugs? Like they're doing something illegal? Hey, Steph. Hey, Sin. Good to see you. Like, were they doing something illegal and they, like, did Michael run in front of their vehicle and they couldn't call 911 because they're shady? I don't know. But this Missing PNW is going to walk us through, hey, Potato, is going to walk us through some of the inconsistencies. And then she's going to bring Brandy and Stacy. Brandy is Michael's mom, and Stacy face to face. Like, I've never seen a mother confront the suspect in her child's abduction. Like, I've never seen that. And it was hard to watch, but also you want to watch because you want Michael found. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. This is really eye-opening.
The search for Michael Vaughan continues. Michael went missing from his neighborhood in Fruitland in July of 20. The search for Michael Vaughan continues. Michael went missing from his neighborhood in Fruitland in July of 2021. He was just 5 years old at the time. Law enforcement has spent the last year and a half investigating. But the Fruitland police chief says a credible tip led investigators to a home near Michael's neighborhood this weekend.
Crews are back out in Fruitland today searching for Michael Vaughan. Police believe his remains are in the backyard of a Fruitland home, and today is the 6th day crews are excavating the yard. Crews could be at the house on Red Wing Street for another week. This house is just 4 minutes from the Vaughn's home.
As you know, from the time Michael went missing, this has been...
So they dug up their yard, the Wandra's yard, and they did not find anything. There was a scent, I guess, of Michael, but when they excavated the backyard, nothing.
an all-hands-on-deck investigation, and it remains very active and an ongoing investigation. You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop. During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening. Upon entry, officers encountered Sarah Wandra, one of the known occupants of the home, and Sarah was subsequently arrested based on probable cause that she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report that death to law enforcement. The following day, the Fruitland Police Department, joined by the Idaho State Police, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the Fruitland Public Works Department, began a very methodical excavation of the backyard of the Wandra's home. During that excavation process, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified human remains detection dogs on the property, all of them alerting to the presence of human remains.
Did you guys see that post? Oh, wow.
Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified...
They were cadaver dogs that hit, not scent dogs. Thank you, Callie. I wasn't sure about that. Thank you. So Stacy Wandra updated his profile picture July 31st of 2021 to little Michael. Wow, I never saw that before.
Human
oh, that's Stacy, and then look at
detection dogs on the property.
He did it again on July 28th. He shared an article. Fruitland Boy 5 missing since Tuesday night. Oh, that's creepy.
Property. All of them alerting to the presence of human remains. Ground penetrating radar was also used and deployed, detecting anomalies in the backyard. We completed the excavation of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Although the remains of Michael Vaughan were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property. As of today, the whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing. Once the excavation was complete, we conducted a thorough search of the Wandra's residence. The search was productive, and additional investigative evidence was recovered and is currently being processed. Evidence suggests that the following individuals who are currently in custody are involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Sarah Wandra, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. Sarah Wandra is currently being held at the Payette County Jail for failing to report a death to law enforcement. And Stacy Wandra, 30 years old, a male. Stacy was also living at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacy has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction
I agree,
of Michael Vaughan.
Kels.
Brandon Shirtliff, 30 years old, of Tuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacy Wandra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrien Lucian, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrien was staying with Sarah and Stacy Wandra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe that Adrien has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction.
Nice to see you all doing things, guys. So much. I'm exhausted here.
So this is
Connie, my
Samantha. This is the host of the show. And she does such a great job with Brandy. I have to give props to her for hosting this. I mean, she does wonderful with Brandy. She seems like a really kind lady. So let's see. Let's get to where she starts going over. Okay, here we go. Brandy sent her some videos and pictures to show to the audience.
So, how was you guys' Christmas? I hope it was amazing. Brandy sent me some beautiful videos and pictures from their family's Christmas, and she wanted me to thank everybody for all of the gifts, and she said she had a great day. She was feeling good. She wasn't sick on Christmas. Let me just throw up the videos and stuff that she sent.
So, by the way, Brandy has cirrhosis of the liver, and she's ill, which is extremely sad.
Yeah, good to see you, hon.
This is
Lynn,
her little
to see
girl.
you.
This little girl was a baby when Michael went missing. So her dad was changing her diaper when Michael snuck out of the house.
I know.
Sweet baby.
Unicorn Mom.
Unicorn Mom? Can I wear this all day? Sweet. It's my style. What do you think?
Good.
I can move it with my eyebrows. Oh my gosh. What's my unicorn name?
Unicorny.
Buggy's voice every time. So high pitched, just like Michael's. It was so nice to see smiles and dancing.
So sad.
Mommy ain't trying that note. No way.
I'm not crying. You are.
There you go.
Wow, I've never seen her oldest son. I bet you that's what Michael would look like. You know what I mean? God, he looks just like Michael, doesn't he? They sure do favor their mom. It's just sad. Like, how do you enjoy your Christmas? You know, but here she is making it the best for her baby. Shell, a member for 55 months. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Shell. 55 months. That's insane. Ride or die, baby.
All right. Sorry, I didn't hear you. What was it? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, here. Wait.
Isn't that such a gorgeous family picture?
Wow. It really shows you what Michael would look like. He looks just like Michael. Oh.
I didn't realize until I got these pictures just how much her son, Bubba, and
Yes.
Blue, her oldest daughter, looks like her.
And Michael.
Bugs looks like her too, but she has a lot of her dad in her. And this was the sweetest thing to see. And yeah, it was just so heartwarming because I don't get to really see like inside the home and what's going on inside the house and everything else because I'm doing the other stuff, which is doing research and, you know, talking about Michael and his disappearance and everything. So this was really nice to just see a bunch of smiles.
For sure.
They had an amazing Christmas. And this is Michael Vaughan, and he's missing. If you have any tips, please call the Fruitland Police Department at 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. No tip is too small. If you see something, say something. There are 4 suspects that all have firsthand knowledge about Michael's abduction. Their names are Sarah Wandra, Stacy Wandra, Brandon Shirtliff, and Adrien Lucian. You can call the tip line anonymous. please make that call.
She does such a good job with this.
208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. After the live in it everywhere, and I've been listening closely. He said some stuff that a little bit
Hold on.
with Brandy and Stacy. He just constantly over and over and over again. So many times it got ridiculous that he, Brandon, and Sarah had nothing to do with Michael's disappearance, he would say, instead of saying Michael's abduction. So he steers away from
the
that
word abduction
all the time. Couldn't say Michael's name, just totally disassociating himself.
So they got out of jail, and then no further charges were pressed. No. And that's what's so maddening, is that they said they were testing more evidence and stuff, but nothing has happened. I know, Snazzy. Me too.
Psychosocial, good to see you. Hi, Sally. Good to see you. Adrien could be involved in Michael's abduction.
Not at all.
Nothing to do with it. If you
No.
don't.
Brandon, me, and Sarah were all gone that night, Brandy. We were in Cuna towing Brandon's vehicle back to Fruitland.
Wait a minute. Is this not the...
And he says it
Hold on.
over and over and over again.
This is her going over it. Hold on. I think I've got the wrong damn video. I'm sorry, guys. That's her going over the interview. I think it's this one.
The search for Michael Vaughan continues.
Yeah, here it is.
Anybody, you can say I'm slandering. I don't care. Want to sue me?
So Brandy was in chat, okay, when this happened, and Stacy is in chat, and he's saying, you're slandering, blah blah blah. So then Stacy Wondra decides to come up on panel. Okay, so this is intense to me.
Anybody, you can say I'm slandering. I don't care. Want to sue me? Sue me.
I love this lady.
Your lawyer's already making the case. What friggin' kind of lawyer is going to help you sue for $80 million? $80 million that you will never get.
So, yeah, so but Stacy and Sarah Wondra are suing law enforcement for defamation of character because they were arrested and never ultimately charged, and for being named suspects.
80 million. Oh, here we go. Okay, everybody. Stacy is here. The link is there if you want to grab it too. Brandy. Hello, Stacy.
Now, mind you, he is at a shelter. He's living at a shelter. So he's outside at a shelter with all these people around. Stacy Wondra is seeking $8 million. Yep. Shani, it's like we all know they did something. It's just having the concrete proof. His mom was at work and his dad was tending to the baby. And Michael was on the couch playing his Switch. And while Dad was tending to the baby, he went outside to go find someone to play with. So this is Stacy Wondra, one of the suspects in Michael's abduction.
I know you're mad and upset, but like I said before, I told you that if you came up here, I'll be nice. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. So is there anything that you'd like to say?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit, actually.
Well, I'm just handing you over the stage so you can say what you need to say. It looks like you're fumbling around trying to get some stuff ready, so I'll give you a moment.
Damn it. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What? I'm sorry, Brandy, that Michael went missing. I don't know, nor do I have any idea, or have I had any idea of what happened to him. I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through, and I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. I wish I had more
Brandy,
information to give. I know, I see it. Give me a minute.
well, I appreciate you coming up. I know you probably don't like me much right now because of what I'm saying, but I do appreciate
No,
you
like,
coming
listen,
up.
like, I get you're trying, you know what I mean? Like, everybody wants Michael to be found, and I get that, and I respect that, and I want him to be found too. When I said that I've like cooperated with law enforcement out of the four suspects, I'm speaking in the terms of when they had questioned me. I was the first person to literally go in front of the panel, go in front of them,
Go in front of
and
the
tell them
panel.
exactly our whereabouts that night. Like I know exactly like where we were. I know exactly what we've been doing. Like I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like the same exact statement that I've given the police is the same exact thing I pretty much said throughout the whole entire YouTube podcast that I've done. Like I don't know what else to give you guys when I don't have anything to give. Law enforcement, like,
Can I ask you a question?
ask.
The only one question that I've ever had for you that I've always wanted to ask you is how could you give a tip about Michael being in your backyard if you didn't have some kind of involvement?
I didn't have involvement, and that's the thing. And I've already explained that on another fucking podcast with I think Brooks and fucking whoever else I did it with. And quite frankly, like, but somebody else is very familiar with fetal alcohol syndrome. When somebody gets put under an extensive amount of pressure, when that one person is willing to give a statement freely and openly, knowing that there was no involvement, and they keep trying to pinpoint something on you that I never fucking did. Number one, I wanted to get them off my fucking back. I was at the point of a fight or flight mode because I didn't know what else to fucking give them. Like, was I supposed to give them what they wanted to hear? Because I've been telling them the same fucking thing. Like, I don't have any involvement. I didn't have any involvement. I don't even know who Michael is, nor did I associate or talk to the family. Like, we literally talked to very few people in our neighborhood, like our subdivision. We didn't talk to many people other than running our fucking taxi company.
Welcome, Johanna. Thank you for becoming a member today. So he's saying that he admitted whatever it is that he admitted to the police because they were interrogating him. Now, we have heard of, interrogations going awry, like Richard Allen's, right? It was questionable how he was interrogated and stuff. But do you believe this? Because there was 4 of them, right? But their stories aren't lining up. Could be the guy living with them. Right. Oh, I know, Angie. It's deplorable.
We talked to literally Carson in our neighborhood.
But he says, I have fetal alcohol syndrome. And that's why they got him to admit.
We talked to John across the street and Hazel, the HOA rep, and Sarah's parents who live behind us. Like, I don't have anything else to.
Sarah's parents lived behind them? I did not know that.
And Sarah's parents who live behind us. Like, I don't have anything else to give. I have literally openly given my statement time and time and time again.
Oh, God forbid.
Reflecting on what details that I can.
Poor Stacy.
Which is very specific.
The thing is that so many of us have seen you talk and everything else, and there were so many contradictions when you were, up there talking. So it just makes us all question.
But no, and I get that. But you also got to, you get that, and you also got to take into account we're talking about something that's fucking 3 years old. I didn't give my statement. Like, I didn't start doing podcasts until 2 years after that. And literally until I got out of fucking prison last November. So it's like you're trying to expect me to fucking remember shit to the fucking T. And I specifically noted in any of the videos that I've done, I said my information may not be 100% accurate to the point, but it is to the best of my knowledge. And I have specified that. Like, I don't know what else to give you guys. Like, all I can tell you is that I'm sorry that this boy has gone missing. I'm sorry. If I had answers to give, I would give them to you. I don't have anything to give, and I want Michael to be found just as much as everybody else does.
Mm.
The
Like,
link that was just added to chat is for Brandy, everybody.
Then tell the truth, bro.
Just letting everybody know. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Stacy.
He's spitting in a spit cup this whole time too. Blit.
Like, I want
But
this.
out of everything you could have told law enforcement, you told them Michael was in your yard.
No.
I'm still just trying to make sense of
I
that
know,
stuff.
and I get where you're coming from, but what else was I supposed to say to get him?
So he told law enforcement that Michael was in his yard. What else was I supposed to say? So he tells them Michael's in the yard. Then they pick up on cadaver scent in the yard.
My fucking back. They weren't listening to the fact that I had zero involvement. I told them that time and time and time again in every one of the fucking interviews that I did with them. Yes, I made it. I 100% made it up. But guess what? They haven't fucking contacted me since. And no, I haven't talked to fucking law enforcement. And if they wanted to talk to me again, sure, I'd be more than willing to talk to them. Like, yeah, I know. I get where your guys' standpoint is, and that's fine. Like, you guys have your matter of opinions. But maybe study up on fetal alcohol syndrome and what happens when somebody with fetal alcohol syndrome gets put under extreme amount of pressure. Like, it's not like it's easy for you guys to say years ago. You guys will suffer with it. Like,
well, it's not easy. I mean, we all work really hard to try to find the answers. And I mean, and I can kind of get what you're saying after it being a long time and stuff. And it's hard to like remember exactly what happened. We just are searching for the truth.
No, exactly. But you guys are looking at the whole wrong direction. Like, I'm not. Like, I just want to clarify something. I spoke with a lawyer when I was in CTEC. It wasn't even calling in regards to a lawsuit. It was actually calling on some stuff that the Supreme Court was doing a ruling on for the 922G. That I wanted to get answers. And the lawyer I happened to talk to, his name was Matt, and he actually said that he was retained to represent Brandon if he were to ever get charged. And he asked me who I was, I said, my name's Stacy Wander. And he goes, why does that sound familiar? And then he looked up and he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, Brandon, I'm actually retained to represent Brandon if he were ever to get charged. So, okay. I was like, well,
Wait, what? Callie Dime, I know you followed this very close. If you want to fill in any blanks, or One-Eyed Flo or Angie B.
This wasn't even, I said, well, speaking of that, I said, can I ask you some questions? He goes, well, I can't give you verbatim information. He goes, because, client confidentiality. I said, that's fine. I said, I'm not asking specifics. I said, but how did we even become to be suspects? And he goes, first of all, you guys were not, like, per Fruitland PD, you guys were never supposed to be alleged suspects. You guys were only supposed to be alleged people of interest. And a person of interest, as I'm sure you guys are all aware, is somebody who they believe that might have relative information or knowledge to help them find this person. We were never supposed to be labeled people or alleged suspects. We were only supposed to be alleged person of interest. The media is the one that had gotten it twisted. And then when I asked him, I said, okay, well, what do they have? Like, what do they have against us? And he literally told me, he goes, well, Brandon wanted to give a statement to the police. And when I told Brandon that I'm willing to let him give a statement, but he's only allowed to give it on a conditional statement. And I said, what's that? And he said that the police department needs to provide me and give me all of the documentation and the GPS records of all three of you guys that night. And he goes, and he goes, I want evidence that ties you guys to this. And when he told me that he approached the Fruitland PD and told them that Brandon was willing to give a statement, they literally told him that we don't have any problem giving you all the phone GPS and everything and all the records you want. But as far as evidence, he said, they don't have anything to give. They don't have anything that ties us to this.
Mm.
That's what verbatim. And if you guys want to look him up, his name's, I don't know his last name. His name's Matthew, and he works for Murray, Zellen, Johnson, and Meridian, Idaho.
Oh my God, my phone's going crazy. Just letting everybody know, I am not even looking at my phone right now. Stacy wanders up on panel, as everybody can see, and I'm quite busy. So stop blowing up my phone.
Yeah, leave her alone, y'all.
Is there a reason why you've decided to talk more about protecting Sarah and Brandon lately?
I haven't talked about protecting Brandon and Sarah at all. I speak for myself, but I also know that Brandon and Sarah were with me. We all were gone that entire night, towing Brandon's vehicle back from Cuna.
Right. I've heard that during your interviews and stuff before.
Nothing's changed. I'm not protecting Sarah. I'm not protecting Brandon. I can only protect myself because I can only speak for myself. But I just heard a recording
that Brooks had recorded. here recently when you were quite upset with her over the cease and desist, and you actually
Oh no,
say,
that was her warning. That was her warning, and that's already
yeah.
been reported to my lawyer. I'm not even tripping. It's fine.
Oh no,
Like
I was just saying it was during that recording that I heard you say that, you can protect Sarah and Brandon. So I'm just wondering.
no,
what
I
about
wasn't saying like protecting Sarah and Brandon. I was speaking in general conversation. Like I know I don't speak as in like protecting them as much as I do knowing where their whereabouts were that night because they were with me. We were all together that
I
night.
get that. Okay.
And
you're talking
first of all,
about
like I want to point out
Now,
but like another thing that I want to point out.
one thing I want to point out, Mr. Wondra, is that we went over JLR's interview with Brandon. Brandon did an interview where he was sitting in a freaking hot tub. Do you guys hear baby Ace crying? Baby Ace is here. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying now. I'm sure they looked into the RSOs though, Lori. Don't you think? Hey, Cinnamon Hot, hot, hot.
Don't you guys find it a little odd how they have all this, CCTV video footage?
Callie Dime, I'm sitting here with Brandi now. Oh, well, send Brandi our love. And if there's anything that we can ever do for her here at J is for Justice, we've got her back. Yeah, the hot tub interview you guys need to watch because his story doesn't match what he's saying right now. It doesn't match at all.
Of us being parked on the side of Southwest 8th Street when I put power steering fluid in the truck. They have video footage of me pulling in the fucking splash pad to get my can of chew out of the fucking side of the passenger side of the car.
Bing bong, right there. Right there. Pulling into the splash pad. That's, I think, where something happened.
Southwest 8th Street when I put power steering fluid in the truck. They have video footage of me pulling in the fucking splash pad to get my can of chew out of the fucking side of the passenger side of the car. But coincidentally,
well, from what my understanding is, the CTV camera picks up more towards the end of 8th.
No, that's not because Southwest 8th Street wasn't at the end. It was right directly outside of our subdivision. Might I mention that there's a neighborhood watch which have cameras all throughout the fucking neighborhood, so they can pinpoint us leaving our neighborhood. They can pinpoint us being parked on Southwest 8th Street, and they can pinpoint me being at the splash pad at 1:30 in the afternoon. But somehow, some way, they can't fucking pinpoint where Michael is. They can't pinpoint anywhere on video footage. I mean, don't you guys think it's a little fucking weird?
Did law enforcement tell you?
Absolutely, they fucking did. Yeah, they showed me every fucking thing. That's what I'm like. You guys don't even understand. Like you guys, like I get, you guys like to play detective, and that's cool. Play detective. But you're not the one that had the encounters with the fucking Fruitland Police Department, nor the detectives, nor fucking fucking Idaho State Police, or the fucking FBI. Little do you guys know, I'm the one that voluntarily gave a fucking polygraph test and passed it with flying colors, specifically to 5 questions that they asked.
Are you the only one that took polygraph
No,
tests?
Sarah and Brandon both did it because they both got brought in the same day.
Are you aware of one of your friends that came up on my panel a couple of weeks ago?
Who's that?
I don't know. She was a blonde. If anybody in chat remembers her name, her like YouTube name, she was saying that she was your friend, and then she pulled you up on her phone while she was up on my panel, screaming about Adrien was at the house that night. And we know that you've said that Adrien was not at the house that night, but your friend was saying that he was.
I don't know.
So I'm just
A
curious.
blonde friend? I don't have any blonde friends. I'm sorry. I don't
Country Cuz. Her name was Cuz, C-U-Z. And then when she came up on panel, it came up Country Cuz.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, some blonde girl says that she talks to you all the time and that you've...
No.
Callie Dime, what time did Michael, did they think that Michael walked out? Like, I don't know the time. I don't have the timeline in front of me. Can you remind us what the timeline is of that day? Just briefly, comparing to this 1:30 sighting of this person.
She was not saying that you said that Adrien was at the house. She was just trying to convince everybody on panel that Adrien was at the house and she's your friend and she knew. So I was just asking you, was Adrien at the house that night?
No, I like I said, I specified that No, Adrien was at the house because he was the only one that was left there when we had left. Because we had asked him if he wanted to come with us that night, and he said, no, I'm going to stay home. And
So
I
you're
specified
saying that Adrien was at the house when you guys left to go to Kuna?
Yep. And I told you, I specified that on panel.
Oh.
But he didn't have access. He didn't have access to any of our vehicles. We don't ever leave our fucking vehicles or any of our means of transportation anywhere in the house.
Oh, really? But he also said they were running a taxi service. Hey, Vibrator. Thank you, Vibrator. I appreciate that. Yeah, he pulled into the splash pad to grab his chew from the passenger side. Bullshit. 6:40 to 7 p.m. Thank you, Callie. Right, I thought Adrien went with. Adrien is a guy that was staying there.
And we would never let him drive our vehicle.
Was he there when you guys got back home? After
Yeah.
the towing?
Yeah, he was in his fucking room.
I'd personally never heard that before, so.
No, he was in the room. Like, he was in his little fucking bedroom that he fucking destroyed when he left with his fucking little pubic hair of his fucking head. Like.
Okay, so Adrien's black.
Do you
know? And he just called his pubic hair, pubic hair. Vibrator, welcome to the Clicker Crew. Thank you for joining today.
Oh, who the Pope twins are?
Who?
The Pope twins?
No. I have no idea who the fuck that is.
I have a recording. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I have a recording. It's of one of the Pope twins pretty much sending a message to Adrien when Adrien threw them under the bus for Michael's abduction. You don't know anything about that?
I don't even know who the Pope twins are. I've never heard of them a day in my life. Like I said, Sarah and I ran a taxi company. We were not there to make friends. Yes, we helped people out occasionally with a place to help them get on their feet. Yes, we allowed people, which is why we're in this fucking predicament. And not just this predicament.
Brandy's asking for it, everyone. Sorry to interrupt you, Stacy, but Brandy's ready to take the link.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't like his attitude one fucking bit. Yeah, go ahead. Thanks, Flo. 25 months. Thanks, Jay. Bring Michael Vaughan home. I agree. So, what they said, if I'm wrong, correct me. But thank you, Vibe. Adrien called for a ride from the airport. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. And they said, "Oh," and then Sarah called Stacy and said, "Oh, this dude needs a place to stay." According to Brandon, Adrien was picked up from the airport that day, then taken to Applebee's and was gone the rest of the night. Stacy reiterated that, but he has recently changed his story, saying Adrien was at the house all by himself. Interesting.
Somebody throw that up, please. Stacy, please be nice to Brandy.
I'm not a heartless person. Like, I've been wanting to talk to Brandy for a minute now. Like,
I know. I just know you get upset sometimes. I don't know if we're going to have a very upset, screaming, yelling mama here or not, but please, no matter what she says or does, let's just keep her cool and, try to talk to her the best you can, please, without calling names or yelling or anything.
I'm not even tripping.
Okay.
I'm not even tripping.
Does somebody have that link, please?
Like, dude, this ain't about you, motherfucker. I can hardly stand it.
And I've turned my phone. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on one second.
Dude, I mean, the strength that it must have taken to come up. I know it's all about Michael.
You guys can use fucking Bluetooth headphones on this shit?
This guy's an asshole, man.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I'm here. I pinned the StreamYard up at the top, Brandy. What were you saying, Stacy?
No, I just didn't know if I could use headphones on this shit. So it wasn't working, but now they're working.
I can still hear you. I can't hear you as good as I could when you didn't have them in, but as long as I can hear you, you're good.
I'm not trying to let people hear it.
Oh, people you're around now?
No, I'm at the shelter outside.
Brandy, the link's at the top, in the pin section at the top of chat.
Country Cuz stated that Stacy was by himself all night.
I'll try old school
Interesting.
way and throw it up too, just in case.
What do you mean, criminal? We are calmed down.
Sorry, I'm trying to old school this. Continue talking about whatever until I see Brandy.
I'll wait.
Okay, here's Brandy. Madden her up now.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Brandy. How are you feeling?
Not well.
I'm sorry, honey.
Hello, Mr. Wandra.
You can address me by my name. It's okay. We're all.
What's my preference?
I got you. That's fine.
I have so many questions. So many. One, your lawsuit and slander. It's not slander if you're a named suspect, correct?
Not a named suspect. That was the media that fucking got it twisted.
Excuse me, named suspect.
Can't hear you very good, Stacy, and I think it's because you've got your things in. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Brandy, I just want to say how strong
Uh,
you are.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Thank
I
you,
can hear you.
Sherry.
Okay.
Let us know if you can hear both.
Sherry has supported the stream using J4J Live. Love ya, J.
Love you, Sherry. Thank you. It is sluice. It reminds me of when Richard Allen was in the bowling alley or whatever in the bar with the picture of the suspect in Delphi behind him.
Both of them, please, in chat. And then I'm just going to hand over the stage to both of you guys.
So, Stacy, why did you contact law enforcement and say that you gave that tip about Michael being buried in your backyard?
I never contacted them. It was when they had approached me at about the 5th interview that I had with them. After telling them the same exact statement that I've given them the last 4 times.
I've been trying to put like a timeline of everything together. Like from your recollection of that day with what I've seen you do with the internet with YouTube creators and stuff. I've tried to watch all of them, and you talk about your timelines and everything, and then you've discussed about your timeline with law enforcement. I'm just curious because you're stating all these different times in all these different people's interviews. I'm sorry, you have to forgive me right now. I'm very, very sick. My mental fog is absolutely hell. And honestly speaking with you is
Not easy.
no, sir, it is not easy.
I don't believe you. I mean, I don't blame you. Like,
What a slip. I don't believe you. I mean, I don't blame you. Little Freudian slip there. You don't even believe yourself. Did you hear that? I don't believe you. I mean, I don't blame you.
I don't believe you. I mean, I don't blame you. Like, Brandy, I've been trying to talk to you for like a minute, and I know it's taken a lot.
Stacy, you cut out.
Sorry.
There you go.
Oh, it gets worse, guys.
Like, I know it's not easy talking to me, Brandy, and it's not, it's never gonna be easy talking to me because and all you've heard is my videos that I've done with either law enforcement or done on YouTube, but I've never directly spoken with you. Like, I need you to know, Brandy, I didn't have anything to do with your little boy. Nor did Sarah, and nor did Brandon.
And he says, we didn't have anything to do with your little boy. Say his name. Say his name. It's Michael.
would never allow ourselves to be involved or play a part in something as serious as like this, let alone like, yeah, I have a felony history, but guess what? My felony history doesn't pertain to sex offense crimes. I have 2 federal gun charges and 4 state felonies, 1 in Idaho and 3 in Oregon. Like I want your boy to be found just as much as everybody else does.
Your boy.
It's not fair.
It's Michael.
And I wish that, you know, that he could be brought back to be reunited with you because that's what you deserve. I wish that I could magically make him come back for you. Like I hurt every day because I feel for you guys. And if I could make some fucking magic happen, I would. If I could fucking automatically.
Yeah, why did he bring up a sex offender crime? Was he accused of a sex offender crime? Ooh, I don't like his little slips here, Mr. Fetal Alcohol Syndrome.
Just play the the psychic detective. I would. I don't have anything to give you, Brandy. And I'm sorry you're suffering, and I'm sorry you're sick. I wish you didn't have to be sick, because it's not fucking fair. Huh?
I'm asking Brandy if she's there. Do you have any more questions?
Brandy, you can ask me any questions you want. I can only give you the truth, and everything that I've said before. There's no difference to it. I wish I had answers to give you directly, other than what you have already said.
Oh, I got kicked.
Mm.
Ah. I'm behind. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I can hear you.
What is that?
Why do I have another Brandi Neal trying to pop up? Did you try popping up twice?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Drop that other one.
Drop the other one? Okay. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right, you're there and we can hear you now. Somebody got people talking in the background. Is that your house, Brandy?
No, it's me. I'm out in the shelter.
Oh, okay.
You belong in the
I know
clinker.
you're having a hard time talking, Brandy, and I'm sorry.
Brandy, it's okay. You can ask me your questions when you're ready.
Oh.
I will answer everything as honestly with an honest answer. But ask him when you're ready.
Hey, Evelyn.
Oh, he's probably. Yeah, somebody probably requested it.
Is there anything that you have to say maybe about Adrien or anything and his involvement in all this, or anything?
I can't. All I know is that Adrien was the only one left home that night. Hold on a second.
Hey, Gypsy.
Are you still there, Mama?
White hair, part of your I don't know.
No, she dropped out.
Yeah. I don't know that her link was good.
No, that's a lot.
She's coming, she said. She's still coming on. I just don't think maybe something was up with her link or something.
Like, I can't speak, and nor will I speak on Adrien's behalf because we weren't with him that night. But what I can also tell you is that I know from what the lawyer I spoke with and what he had confirmed is exactly everything that I've been trying to say and tell you guys that we have not had any involvement in this.
Oh, you're gonna have fun.
Like, this is going on 3 fucking years. Almost 3.5.
You know, it's just, I guess it's just crazy to me because I mean, you even have Sarah talking about, you know, Adrien's the one that did it to Michael and that you're the one who buried him. And then you're the one who says something about a tip in the backyard. So, I mean, these three things specifically tie both of you guys in somehow. I mean, why would you ever
No,
admit to any of that if you didn't have some kind of,
but I never
you know,
admitted to any of it. That's what you guys don't understand. Did you not hear any of like Sarah's shit when she got arraigned in court, when they initially charged her, and how she claimed to be me in court? Like, I'm not making justifications, nor am I protecting her. But she obviously had a lot of mental shit going on internally. What I can tell you and what I can give you is what I've given you. I only speak for myself at this point. But I can also tell you that Brandon and Sarah were with me that whole night.
okay, here's Brandy. She's back again. Sorry, hun. I know it's hard to hear. He is at a shelter right now, so there's a little bit of voice going on in the background.
Okay, am I echoing?
No.
You're not echoing.
Okay.
And the tremendous balls it took to go
Take a
on
few deep breaths,
camera.
Brandy. We know that it's hard.
Like,
we know.
Can you imagine being a mom and you're on camera facing this monster who won't tell what he knows about your son? This interview was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
You can ask me any questions you want, Brandon. You can ask me anything you want, and I'm only going to give you the truth.
Oh, I'm sure.
You don't want to bring it up
Why are you lying? Who are you lying to? Me or law enforcement? Or the world?
I'm not lying to anybody. I haven't lied, Brandy. And that's the thing. Like, I don't have, nor have I had any involvement with something like this. Like, your boy deserves to come home to you. And I want nothing more than for him to come home to you and your family. Yeah, I'm on a video. Sorry. Like, I can only give you what I've given law enforcement, what I have given the world of YouTube. I wish that I could give you something more. I wish that I could be a psychic fucking detective or an investigator that could just tell you who's responsible for this. But what I can tell you is it wasn't me, and it wasn't Sarah, and it wasn't Brandon.
It had all separate after his surgery. To bring it up to you, a big portion of it.
You're stating right now that it was not you, nor Brandon, nor Sarah, nor Adrien?
I can't speak on Adrien's behalf. Adrien was the only one that was home at night.
That's got the most iron that it's.
But I also know that Adrien did not have access to any of our vehicles. We don't never left our vehicles or the keys available to him. Say it again.
They steam it, which steamed off the iron. Which steamed off all the.
He didn't hear that last question, Brandy. Could you repeat yourself?
I'm sorry. Is this better?
It's fine. It's just loud because there are a lot of people talking at the shelter where Brent is at.
Yeah, it's extremely annoying and rude.
You say you can't speak for Adrien.
I don't know what I will be.
Okay. Does Sarah take insulin?
Yes, she's insulin dependent.
How come Sarah said you buried Michael in the backyard?
How come what?
Sarah said you buried Michael in the backyard.
Just like she said that her name was Stacy in court. Just like she said that the most highest God told me that Stacy did it. Just like the most highest God told me that he was buried in Carson's backyard. Does any of her fucking statements make sense? Because I'm pretty sure, Brandy, that I have told the same fucking given the same statement, given everything. And it's never, and I literally, when I've done the podcasting, that my information may not be 100% to the T, as this is almost a 3.5-year-old case.
1,240 days to be exact.
Okay. And I'm sorry that it's been that long. You should not have to go through what you're going through, Brandy. And I'm sorry that you are. And I'm sorry that you're suffering. Hell no. What is this? A fat kid joke? Okay, get away. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, well, no, we'll go with deflection. Were Sarah and Adrien making fake girl accounts to get, how do I say this? YouTube politically correct? Ladies of the night. How does that work? Yeah, is that okay, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the first I've heard of these accounts. She just asked if they were making like catfish accounts of girls. This is really, really concerning.
You say anything you want to, Mama?
Did you know about that, Stacy? Did you know Sarah and Adrien were making false accounts to get working women?
No, I did not. But I also know that Adrien had approached Sarah and said that he said that if you help me create fake accounts, that I'll pay you a percentage. And I remember telling Sarah specifically, don't fucking do it.
So you didn't have any involvement in them.
That is
setting
so
up
sus.
fake accounts to
No.
guys
And I
rob
no,
them
no,
because
not
they're
at all.
Smarter than you?
Not at all. I wouldn't allow myself with that.
They didn't set that up. Oh, but so you knew that they were setting it up, but because
No,
they were smarter than you, Adrien and Sarah were, that they were going to do it to rob these people so you guys had money.
No, and we never, to my knowledge, the only income that we were getting, Brandy, was from our taxi, from doing taxi rides.
I can't.
There's a reason Aero Express got put out of business because of their pricing and how they were out charging people.
He's claiming that his business put out another business with taxis. I ain't buying any of this.
There's a reason we were the only taxi company in Fruitland, between Fruitland and Ontario. Like, that was our source of income.
That was the only. What happened? Oh, the lube company.
The lube company didn't work out because Arturo Rojas, or whatever the fuck his name is.
You cut out, Stacy. Oh, there you are.
I'm right here. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I got blood.
No, like Arturo Rojas was the owner of the detail building that we were renting a shop bay out of. And in our contract agreement that we assigned, it said that he would allow us to use the air compressor that was set up in there and the wash bay system to be able to spray off the concrete inside the shop so that we didn't leave oil stains.
Yeah, we know.
And when his daughter had come in there doing an inspection and coming to talk to us, I had the air compressor going and she threw a fit about it. And then it caused a huge conflict with her and her dad. And we just decided that, look, like, we're not going to do this. Like, we had an agreement. It was in the contract that you would allow us to use the air compressor and the stuff in the shop until we were able to get our own air compressor and get it on our feet. And so that's the reason we had moved out of that shop. We've also had a company called Wanderers Mechanic and Repair. And that was only a temporary thing because I just, I didn't want.
You had all of these. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you had all of these businesses that you tried to get to work, right? I want to know more about this.
So you have all these businesses, right? Oh, I have a temporary. It was just temporary. Who starts a temporary company to then change the name and start a whole new one? Sus, sketchy. Yeah, Amy, the recap isn't very long. If you want to play it on like faster speed, just so you know what's going on.
Plan to setting up fake accounts and pretending to be women.
Here's the thing. So I can't give you more than what I can tell you right now.
You can't tell me about how Adrien.
No. Like, what I'm telling you is I don't know anything other than Adrien, when he first came in to stay with us, had approached Sarah and said, hey, I'm trying to find a way to make some money. I have an idea that we could create some fake accounts as women and get money from people. And I specifically told Adrien and Sarah. I said, no, you guys shouldn't be doing this shit. That's illegal, number one. And number two, it's not right to take from people.
Oh, God.
And I specifically told Adrien because he claimed that he got disability or fucking workers' comp out of the state of New York somehow or some way.
New York.
Because the whole deal was when we agreed to let him stay with us, it was, oh, I'll pay you, I'll pay you $250 a week to rent out that room. And we're like, okay. And then when the first week came, and because he's like, oh,
$1,000 a month to rent one room in 2022? Who's buying that? Oh, for $250 a week, you can stay here. That's a lot for a room. Something's going on. Something is not right.
I get paid this such and such day. I forget what day it was. He's like, when I get paid this day, I'll give you guys $250. Well, that day came, and he's like, oh, well, my money didn't hit. And then we're like, okay, well, like we're just going to add it on to, what you owe us for this week. Well, then the next week. I'm sorry. I apologize for being,
Thank you,
swearing.
Stacy.
I don't mind the swearing. Absolutely not. We know I have a stickler, but if it's bothering other people, definitely.
I know, and I apologize, guys. I'm sorry for the words. Brandy, I can't give you.
Go ahead. I really want to. Hear more about Adrien and his time with you guys, because I want to understand more of this. Was that okay? I'm sorry. Please continue. Finish what you were stating about how Adrien didn't pay you the $275, and then the next week you were at the next week. I'm sorry.
So after the second week came, he was like, "Oh, well, I can only give you $150." Well, it became a repetitive pattern. And see, when Adrien, so Adrien was a quote unquote taxi ride that Sarah had taken the call. And when Adrien had called her, and this is what Sarah told me, that Adrien had called her and said that he was going through a hard time. He was staying in Caldwell behind some fucking dumpster or whatever he claimed.
So we're expected to believe that this dude who was getting this money from New York and was committing to $1,000 a month to run a room from them was living behind a dumpster, and Stacy or Sarah came to his rescue to bring him into the house.
And Sarah had asked me, so she goes, so I wanted to talk to you. She goes, I have this taxi customer that I called that, was going through a hard time. He's down and out, and she goes, I wanted to talk to you about possibly helping out with a place to stay. And I told Sarah specifically, I said, you know how I feel about this. I said, yes, I don't have a problem helping somebody out. I said, but we have been burned on multiple accounts from helping people out. And I told Sarah that it was not a good idea. I did not feel good about it in my gut. But I told her, I was like, look, I said, you're going to do what you want to do. I'm not trying to argue.
Okay.
So if you bring him here, then bring him here.
Okay.
Well,
let me cut you off right there because I don't want my brain to get muffled right now.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So let's go to that day that Adrien brought up this.
The fake profile?
Yeah. Did Adrien come the same day that Michael was taken?
No, Adrien had come I think he was at our house for at least 2 months.
2 months before then? When was the time that he brought up the
day he came to stay with us? It was that night.
Because
we were trying to confirm with him. We were basically trying to vet him because he was claiming how he got employment benefits from New York. But then his story didn't match up to me. I just didn't get it. I was like, how do you get employment benefits from another state when you don't even live in that state? It just didn't make sense to me. And then when he approached the question about, saying, hey, there's a way we can make money. He had asked Sarah. He didn't ask me. He had asked Sarah, and I was in the room. And he had asked and said, hey, would you be willing to help me if, create some fake profiles and we can make money off of people? And I specifically told Sarah, and I looked at her and I said, no. And I looked at Adrien too, and I said, no. I said, I'm not okay with this. I said, that's not okay to take from people. Or is it okay?
What do you mean, make fake profiles and take from people? What does that mean? We're supposed to believe they were going to make fake profiles of girls to what? Scam money? No. I don't think that's what they were doing.
Create a fake account just so you can bank off of somebody and create, a false prostitution app or account. I said, I'm not.
Wait, what? How do you make fake accounts and make money off people?
Oh my God. They were pimping people. Oh my God. I can't.
Not okay with that. And I told them that, and I told them my boundary.
Wow.
And from that point on, I don't know what happened.
So let me let me clear. So the night that you met Adrien and he came to live with you guys, he proposed this to you all.
Correct.
Okay. And then, so he continued to stay with you, and this was 2 months prior to Michael being
Your boy's disappearance.
his abduction. Correct. So I'm sorry. If I got the chance to speak to you, I'm trying to go off. I have a list of things I want to ask, and I'm trying to.
Brandy, ask anything you want. I'm an open book.
It's okay, Brandy. We totally get it. It's got to be like the hardest thing in the world. Plus, we know that you're sick, and I don't know if you know it or not, Stacy, but I don't know if it's the medicine or her illness or whatever.
I know.
Kind of.
I've been praying for her. I want you to know that.
Let's
she loses train of thought. So
yeah, let's get back on track because once it goes, and it's really hard and it's embarrassing for me because then
it's okay. And I want you to know I've been praying for you.
Oh my God. And Brandy, if you are listening still, you have nothing to be embarrassed about. You have more strength than I think a lot of us believe that we have inside us if we were in your shoes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it sounds like to me, Stacy, Adrien is maybe a pretty bad guy. And it sounds like he got.
Well, and that's what I told Sarah, because that's exactly what I told Sarah after we went to bed that night. I said, I literally approached her and I said, "Are you fucking serious?" I'm sorry. I said, "Are you serious right now?"
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Did you say I'm fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Were those the exact words? Like, I want.
No, I literally told her. I was like, "Are you serious? Like, this is like," I said, and I told her, like, I can't remember the exact wording. Okay, like I said, we're talking, almost 3 years. So what I do know is that I did have that conversation with her when we were in the bedroom. I told her, I said, "That's not okay."
Okay.
I said, and I asked her, I said, "Doesn't it throw red flags at you that this dude's trying to sit there and try to hustle money off people?"
So did that cause like an argument? I mean,
not with me, per se.
Did it get heated between you and Adrien at all?
It caused tension. I mean, I had set my guard up against Adrien to start, especially after approaching that question.
I would assume so, yeah. I mean,
because that's not okay with me. Like, we're sitting here trying to run a successful taxi business, and we got this guy that we have a heart. I didn't want to have the heart, but I had a heart because Sarah wanted to have the heart, and that's the only reason. I was like, you know what? You're gonna do what you do. If you bring him here, I can't. I didn't want to argue with her. Like, Sarah and I had enough problems, and so I didn't want to cause any more tension between us by raising an argument or a stiff. And I didn't like fighting with her. It got nowhere.
So, of course, since you guys, the four of you, Adrien, Brandon, and Sarah, have been named suspects in the abduction of my son, Michael Joseph Vaughan, I have looked into a lot of things. I court documents. What was the domestic violence involved in that Adrien was involved in July of 2021? I believe it was July 24th, 2021. So he would have been living with you at that time.
I have no knowledge of any domestic violence. When we started getting...
Wait, what was the date of that? July 24th? Now, listen close to this, because he just told Brandy that Adrien had been there for 2 months. But he got a domestic violence charge in another state when he was allegedly staying with the Wondrous.
I have no knowledge of any domestic violence. When we started getting initially when law enforcement when your boy had gotten abducted, when the police department and the detectives had came and done meeting with everybody, when the detectives got done meeting with everybody within our household, I believe it was Juanita or Anita or whatever her name is, had came and told us that you guys know that Adrien's a known human trafficker. And I was like, what? Because here's we don't do background checks on the, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't we're Christian people, we felt like helping.
Do you hear this? This is where it gets bad.
When the detectives got done interviewing, listen how he stumbles over his words initially.
Violence. When we started getting so initially when law enforcement when your boy had gotten abducted when the police
When your boy had gotten abducted,
department and the detectives had came and done meeting with everybody. One of the when the detectives got done meeting with everybody within our household, I believe it was Juanita or Anita or whatever her name is, had came and told us, that you guys know that Adrien's a known human trafficker. And I was like, what? Because here's we don't do background checks on the, you know what I mean? We didn't we're Christian people, we felt like helping people was what God wanted us to do. So what would be the point? Maybe, definitely in the future, if this ever were to help somebody out, yeah, I'm going to vet everybody. I'm going to do background checks. But that's that wasn't.
He's not interested in background checks. Where have we heard that before?
Even a thought in our head. You know what I mean? And so, give me 1 second.
I just wanted to let you know, Brandy, that Purple did try to come into chat, but since I told Stacy that you were the only one that was going to be up here, and I don't want him to get scared off, that I didn't add her to the chat. So
I appreciate it. Everybody understand that I am speaking to Mr. Wandra on my own free will. I want answers. I want questions answered. I need to know who's lying. I want to know why Stacy knew her name.
Well, because I know what you'll want to do.
Hold on 1 second. Stacy, could you try to put your ear things in? Oh, he muted so you could talk, Brandy. There we go. Thank you.
So
thank you.
In California, it was the domestic charges, for Adrien, or not charges, the June 24th, 2020, July 24th, 2021. It was in California. So if he was living with you in July, here in Idaho, how was he involved in a domestic dispute in California 3 days prior to Michael's abduction?
That's a great question, because I never knew anything about him having any domestics or any open cases in any other state. Again, we never did background checks.
No. I'm seeing you. I'm saying to you right now. You see how this sounds like a lie, because you're saying Adrien lived with you 2 months prior to Michael's abduction.
Yeah, I believe he came in April or May or something like that. It was one of those months. So, and that raises the question too, because he was with us.
So he was with you in Idaho, but got charged in California?
Maybe it was a sentence. Maybe it was a court appear, like a video arraignment or a video sentencing, because a lot of times they do that. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Well, that's just one of the things that popped up. It's been kind of stuck in the back of my head. Tell me more about the scam that Adrien was trying to run. Isn't that a scam used for human trafficking?
So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything other than that he had approached it that night, and I shut it down. So whether he was doing it after, behind my back, and if Sarah knew something about it, then that's between them. I cannot speak on that.
Okay, so you don't know if Sarah met any of those men?
No, and I would have been I shut that down when she had approached that initially.
Do you know when did he show up in Idaho? The date of the incident. I'm trying to remember. Thank you for meeting, Stacy. Do you remember how much Adrien said you could make? Did he tell you how much? I'm sorry, was that it was $275, or was there more?
No, so Adrien said that his only source of income was from the New York Department of Labor or whatever it is, from his unemployment benefits. And I never really questioned it too much, because I was like, all right, well, you say you claim that you have this money, or you're coming in, okay, that's fine. We weren't we couldn't exactly sign him on the lease because it wasn't our house. That would be considered subleasing, which we would have gone through Sarah's parents. So we were kind of we did talk to Sarah's parents, and let them know, hey, we're helping this person out. He's paying us some money. And then
Wait a minute. So Sarah's parents lived behind them and owned this house and rented it to them? They lived in Sarah's parents' house? Am I understanding this right? Has anyone checked into Sarah's parents and what they know or don't know?
But we couldn't legally like put him on the lease because it wasn't. It would have breached our lease if you know what I mean. Like, then so that's why when we'd helped him, it was okay. You say you can pay $275 a month. That's fine. Pay us.
Okay.
But we had no way to vet that or verify that it was actually his income that was coming through.
So maybe we're mistaken about the time that Adrien came. Was he really there for 2 months before, or did he leave and then come back? Did he?
So Adrien had periodically, like, he would, like, one of the stipulations that Sarah, it wasn't so much me, but I sided with Sarah, was that Sarah set the boundary of him not having any females come to the house because all he wanted to do is get his, he wanted to get some. And so we set that stipulation. Look, like, we don't want you having another female, come and stay with you or whatever, or like be in our house, and having to listen to you, whatever. And so he was like, that's fine. So Adrien had frequently like periodically he would go. I remember he was he was seeing this one chick. I don't know what her name was verbatim, but she had drove a gold Cadillac, and she's this preppy girl, like super young. I don't know. I think she had like red hair or something, but like just preppy, like had everything given to her, handed out to her, and like it threw red flags, but he was always constantly like he was always either going to Caldwell or Nampa or Boise, but every time he went it was he claimed to go see a female, and sometimes it was the same female on different occasions, but he was like most of the time he wasn't home during the day. He was always out trying to get with someone.
Mistaken going from to Boise or Nampa from Fruitland is quite a difference to go to California and come back. See where that?
No, and I do, and like I said, if I knew something about him having domestic violence charges, that would have threw a red flag for me. It would have been like, okay, well, why do you have domestic violence charges? Like, what did you do? Who did you hit? Who did you abuse? Who tried to file charges against you? That would have been a red flag for me.
Okay, so I've heard your statements about Brandon and Sarah being.
You can say it, Brandy.
Being intimate. Did Adrien and Sarah have a sexual relationship?
So I can't confirm like me seeing it. I heard that from L.E. or Detective Keller or whatever, Kellum or whatever her name is. Mm-hmm. And that's how I learned that. That's also how I learned that she quote unquote said that he was a human trafficker, which I didn't learn that until after, when they were doing the search and stuff like that. So that really like messed with me, mentally, because I'm like, who the hell is this dude? And why is he even in our house?
But well, how did he get there? Because
Sarah had brought him.
Oh, it's
and
all
that's what
on
I told you.
Sarah.
So when Sarah had called me and said, I have this taxi customer, he's going through a rough time, like, what do you think about helping him out? And then that's when I told her, I said, you know how I feel about this. We've already been burned time and time again. I said, you're opening up the door to be burned again.
Burned.
Why
and then it really set it off.
In July?
Say it again.
Why did you go to Montana in July of 2021?
Who?
You and Sarah? Why did you go to Montana? You were in Montana in July 22nd, I believe.
Yeah, no, I had gone to go see my mom and dad.
Oh, okay.
They lived at the time in Belgrade, Montana, and I had actually just was able, like, because my dad had been very guarded, because I had hurt him like emotionally pretty bad, and so he had finally like let his guard down enough to allow me to come to the house and see them, and it had already been 2 or 3 years since I had seen them. And so Sarah and I took a trip up there, and that was actually at the same time that my grandma and I took, we had gone to the GMC dealership in Bozeman because I had to go get a key remade for the Blazer that my grandfather had left me before he passed away in 2019.
How long were you in Montana?
We were only there for a couple of days. I think maybe a day or two, and then we had come back because we again we had to get back to our taxi, so we didn't have.
Yeah, don't they have these motherfuckers like phone records where they can see who they'd been in contact with and stuff?
Much time to really do anything other than, like I said, it was just to go spend some time and catch up with my family.
So Brandon and Adrien were living with you at that time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know a Steve Moylan by chance?
I've never heard that name. That's no. And that's what's like when Samantha was bringing up like that name or what that female name, country or whoever it was, or cuz, I was like, who the hell is that? I don't
Well,
know
apparently
anybody that's
this
blonde.
country cuz or whatever. She says she's known you and Sarah for years. From when I saw the clip of her coming up.
I'd like to put a face to the picture because I don't know anybody by the name Cuz, and I'd like to know what her real name is. Then maybe I can put that to a picture, but I don't know anybody
Yeah,
that has blonde hair.
profile. That was
And
just
I
her
also know,
YouTube profile.
and I also know that there's a lot of people that come up and say that they
Who lives in Portland?
who lives in Portland.
Yeah.
Oh, so Sarah's got so Sarah did prison time in Coffee Creek, Oregon prison. So she has she calls her Mima, who is Kimberly Wright, and she lives in Tigard, Oregon, which is right out. It's like 45 minutes from outside of Port. I think it's 15 or 45 minutes from Portland.
Well, that's quite
and then she also has a friend that she's had for years since like before Sarah went to prison, named Sarah Gant, and that's all I. That's as far as I know. That's the only connects like people that she's close to in Portland. She does have like her foster family that lives in Coos Bay, and all around the coast area. But that's all I know. Like I don't like, and if I don't, like I said, I don't know who any of these people are. Like I know Sarah, the people I told you in Portland and Coos Bay, but other than that, I don't know any other association that Sarah has or family. I've only met a few people of her family on that her adoptive side of the family.
Seems like Sarah knows a lot of people.
Flo,
did you so you never heard them in the house when Adrien was left in the house?
No, there's literally Adrien had came and told us, because we asked him if he wanted to come with us, and he said, no, I'm good, I'm tired, I'm just gonna stay home. I said, all right, that's fine. But we don't leave, like I said, keep in mind, we don't leave any, like our vehicles, all of our keys came with us every time. Like we don't leave our keys in the house. They're always on our key rings. And so he didn't have access to any of our vehicles. And I also know that when we came home, he had actually came out of the room and he was like super groggy, like he just got done sleeping. And
Did he ever drive any of the taxis for you guys?
No, we wouldn't let him because he didn't have a valid license. That was something we were very, very strict.
Oh, so they didn't vet people, but they made sure they had a valid license.
On as far as like we didn't have anybody drive cab for us. It was me, Brandon, Sarah, and Carson occasionally that did taxi rides for us.
Who's
and
Carson?
That was the extent of it. We wouldn't let other people drive because number one, we weren't as an LLC and like federally like regulated with like EIN numbers and stuff like that. The way we had to report our taxes, we weren't able to hire anybody because we weren't a multi-member LLC. We were only single member.
Did you guys go to Portland after Michael was abducted?
Say it again.
Did you go to Portland after Michael was abducted?
No.
You didn't go?
I haven't gone, no. And I know Sarah hadn't gone. We hadn't been to Portland since I think like 2020, I think is the last time we had gone through that way. And that was after so I got out of prison on May 4th of 2020 out of Sheridan, Oregon. And Sarah had driven down to go stay with Mima or Kimberly Wright in Tigard, Oregon. And then she came and picked me up on May 4th. But then I know Sarah said that she wanted to go visit her family in outside of Portland. Sorry, Coos Bay.
Did you go to somebody's house outside Portland to help move their stuff from one piece of property to another?
No.
Disappeared?
No, we've never even been down that way. And we don't know anybody, like I said, other than Mima. I mean, I haven't met anybody else, but other than Mima and Sarah Gant and her foster family in Coos Bay, Oregon. But that's literally the extent of the people that I've met on her side of the family. But we've had no other reason to go to Portland. We don't really travel that way. The furthest that we've gone, and I think it was to Pendleton, Oregon, to go to the Wild Horse Resort and Casino.
But not Marissa's house?
Marissa Z?
Yeah.
Marissa doesn't live in Portland. She lives in Christmas Valley. And
Right.
I didn't meet Marissa until after Sarah had gotten arrested.
Oh, well, did you go to Portland in the truck the second week of August?
No, hey, what are you doing? Start grabbing my shit, bro. Can you see? I'm on the video. Sorry.
You're fine, thank you.
No, we had Marissa lived in Christmas Valley, Oregon. I didn't meet Marissa until 2022, and it was right after Sarah had gotten arrested on April 4th or April 13th of 2022.
And I'm talking about 2021.
Yeah,
Didn't you
so
take
we
a
had gone
trailer?
correct. We had driven so we went to Grants Pass, Oregon,
Grants
to
Pass.
go take a puppy, and the lady's name is Amy Church. And specifically, I can show you my contact if you guys would like to see it, because it's specifically listed in my contact.
A puppy.
Calm down, take a breath. I'm not getting angry. I'm just asking questions of statements that you put online.
Is there a way I can upload a photo in the chat to you guys, or somehow?
You can send it to Sam, or I don't know if you still talk to Eve. She can post it publicly if she wants, or you can even do it.
I don't know how to do it.
You can send
Can I
it to
post
my
an ad through the chat?
So where does the so that's, you took the dog the second week in August?
Correct.
Okay. So you didn't take a trailer with a truck to a homeless man?
Hold on, I gotta fix that. Hold on. No, you're fine. Hold on. I'm trying to close out of this.
I put my email address if you have anything you want to send, Stacy.
Thank you, Sam. I'm sorry I didn't. What better time? I mean, I need answers, and I'm.
You, my love, have.
Thank you all for being here.
You do not need to apologize for anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you
Everything
is
is
and everybody that's
sus,
here.
Audrey.
Please continue to share Michael. Share his story, share his picture. Sarah and Stacy Wandra are still named suspects. Stacy, you are a named suspect in the abduction of Michael Joseph Vaughan, my son. And I'm here to get answers. And I need them and I want them. And I'm not going to give up.
We lost Stacy. Could probably come back. He was having some issues right before then.
This part really broke my heart, guys. Let me fix my screen. Because since he left, the screen changed. This part, man, really got me. I mean, I literally tried to put myself in her shoes when I watched this, and it hurt too bad. It hurt too bad to go there.
I thought they went to Texas about the dog.
They were 2 trips about a dog. They went down to Texas to get a dog to bring back to Idaho, as far as the stories go.
They went to Texas to get a dog. Hey, Robat. B-Fam, this mother is the strongest woman I have ever seen. I concur.
And they went and did a dog thing over in Oregon. But I haven't heard those things spoken about in quite a long time, the one over in Portland. Everybody just always talks about the one down in Texas. And that happened right around the same time that Brandon's grandfather passed away.
I really, really want to know about the trip to Oregon, the trip to Portland. Very, very curious about that. If there's...
here's Stacy. He's back. So you can ask him more about it.
I am so sorry. I accidentally X'd out of the video on accident.
Don't push buttons.
Okay, Amy was only wanting to pay us $200 to go to Grants Pass, and so to deliver the dog. And so I told Sarah, I was like, well, why don't I look on Craigslist and try to find somebody who needs to go ahead, like under ride shares, who's trying to go there.
I don't like this at all. They were paid to deliver a dog or a person. What the fuck, you guys? Who pays someone to deliver a dog? Y'all, this is disturbing as fuck. And my heart breaks for Brandy. Hey, Vincent. Go fuck yourself. Only a piece of shit would come into a live stream about a missing kid to slam the creator.
Say la vie, adios, fuck off and die.
I was like, well, why don't I look on Craigslist and try to find somebody who needs to go ahead, like under ride shares, who's trying to go that way. And there was an ad on Craigslist. I don't forget what this guy's name was, but he had a trailer that needed to be towed because he was trying to get back to his house in, I want to say Vancouver. And so we had
Craigslist.
We had dropped him off with his trailer in Vancouver and then drove straight to Grants Pass and dropped off the black lab, the puppy that we had dropped off. And then we headed straight back to Boise, or to Fruitland.
So you went from Fruitland
To Vancouver. Or sorry, Fruitland to outside Kuna, I believe is where this guy lived. I think it was like, I want to say it was like Eagle Street or something like that. I don't remember exactly verbatim. Where'd you go?
She fell off for a second.
So,
can somebody please add the link? It is up at the top. I don't know if the link at the top is working, but can somebody post it down at the bottom?
No, so, yeah, so we had gone from Fruitland to go pick up this guy. I think he was around the Kuna area, if I remember right. And we picked up this guy and his trailer, and then we headed back towards, that's when our trip started. And we went straight from there to, we made our stop to Vancouver, dropped him and his trailer off at his house. And then we went straight from there to Grants Pass and dropped off the puppy and then came back to Fruitland.
Didn't you guys all change phones during that time?
We didn't change phones. We changed phone carrier. So we had AT&T, and then we went and set up a business account with Verizon.
Got it. Who has the recording studio?
Recording studio.
Okay, when he was asked if he got new phones, when you switch carriers, you get new phones.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, a recording studio? Nobody's had a recording studio.
In Oregon, you guys know someone that has a recording studio?
No, Adrien said that he had made YouTube videos in the past, but it wasn't. He never claimed that he had a studio. I don't know anybody that has a music studio or a recording studio at all.
Okay. I'm just kind of baffled on all of these places, that you say you were, and the times have changed.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
So
he's got a question.
Is this are these questions that you're asking, Brandy, are they coming from you directly, or are they coming from law enforcement asking you to ask them?
Isn't that an interesting question from Stacy? Are these your questions, or is law enforcement having you ask me these? That's what he's worried about.
These ones are questions that
you've come up with.
That I've come up with.
That's fine. I was just curious. I just, you know what I mean?
What were
She's only had 3 years to sit and stew on it, right?
questions on your
polygraph?
Yeah.
So the questions they literally asked me, there's 5 questions. They asked me, is the door shut? Is a light on in the room? What number did I write down on the wall? Not me, but these are literally verbatim what he asked me. Mm-hmm. What number did I write down on the wall? And the last 2 were, do you have any knowledge or any information or any involvement in Michael's disappearance? And I said no. And then he asked, if you knew of any involvement or had any information or knew something of his involvement, would you report it? And I said yes. And that's literally the 5 questions they asked me. And then when I completed the polygraph, he said, give me a minute, I'll be right back. And he came back and he goes, how do you feel you did? And I said, I told the truth. And he goes, you're right, you did.
Huh. Those were
the 5 questions that he asked me. He only asked me 5 questions, and what questions I told you is what he asked me.
Would you take another?
Of course, I'd take another one. I'd take another one in a heartbeat.
Okay.
This is the thing. I'm
I heard that Sarah had said something about God taking Michael to.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I was trying to tell you. So all of this, you question, why is she saying that you did it? But that's why I made the point of, why would she go in court and say, oh, Stacy told me this? And then she claimed that she was Stacy. Why would she say that, oh, the most highest God told me that this happened? Oh, God told me that Stacy did it. Or, you know what I mean? Her story was she was going through a very messed up situation mentally and emotionally. It's not easy being labeled something that you didn't do. And like I'm like,
It was my husband.
Ooh. Do you hear that?
like I'm like,
It was my husband.
Her husband, the last one to see Michael. I'm sure he was grilled. I'm sure he was questioned, interrogated, etc., etc.
I don't know anything about your husband. Okay, and I'm sorry if he's going through this stuff too. And it's not fair and it's not right. But Brandy, I have no
It's
reason
not
to
right.
lie to
Somebody
you.
needs to tell the truth.
No, exactly. 100%. But I need you to know one thing, Brandy, is that I don't have a reason or like a want to lie about something like this to you. I want Michael to come home just as much as everybody else in this world. He doesn't deserve to be separated from his family, or he didn't deserve to be taken from his family. And I'm going to be straight up with you. If I ever find out who did it and I encounter this person somehow or some way in the world, they're not going to have a very good time. And I can promise you that.
He sounds so convincing, doesn't he?
This is not like a threat. It's facts and it's reality. As a matter of fact, I beat the crap out of a sex offender in prison. Just recently, in the last couple months, back in July.
Oh, what a hero you are. I beat the crap out of a sex offender in prison.
I beat the frick out of this dude. He sat there.
I saw it.
Like, I don't play with this stuff. Like, I don't think you realize, Brandy, like I'm a very good person at heart. And I would never allow myself to have involvement, or let alone be known or made known that somebody had involvement without me dealing with it myself and taking it to law enforcement after I beat the fuck out of the person. Like, I'm not okay with this at all. And I'm sorry,
Did
excuse
you
my
tell
language.
anybody in Ada County?
Ada County, no. But what I've learned is that people in Ada County are sitting there 20%. There are in the jail, are trying to give false quote. I don't know. That's what I've been told. But they're trying to give something like telling out law enforcement that I told them where this little boy was. And I never would ever talk about my stuff, especially to people in jail. It's none of their business, number one. Yeah, I've been blasted all over the media. So I don't really have to explain myself other than I didn't do it. I wish I could give you more answers, Brandy. I wish I could give you and tell you who the person is that did this. I wish you didn't have to suffer. This is not fair.
No, it's not. Why did Sarah's behavior change so drastically after Michael was abducted? The TikToks, you're her husband. You talk
I know.
to her every day, Stacy, don't you?
Say it again.
You talk to her every day.
Yeah, but I also know that Sarah was very conceited and she hid a lot of stuff, just like the gun that she held Tanner at gunpoint with. I had no knowledge about.
Wait, what? She held Tanner at gunpoint? Who are these people?
She hid a lot of stuff, just like the gun that she held Tanner at gunpoint with. I had no knowledge about her having a gun. The gun that she had, she ended up selling it to Carson. So it made absolutely no sense.
Stacy, would you help me get Michael home?
Oh, this part. This is the part.
No more.
Hey, say it again.
Will you help me get Michael home? Please.
I can do everything I can. I can help try to find him, Brandy. I don't know where to even to start. I want to give you answers, Brandy. I want to tell you who the fuck did this. And if I could, I would. But I don't have anything to give you, and I am tore up for you. I want your boy to come home, Brandy.
Then tell the truth, please.
I don't have any tell the truth to give you. I've told everything I can, Brandy. You don't understand. Yes, I understand that's your boy. I know, Brandy. And if I had an answer to give you, if I had an answer to bring, no, I don't, Brandy.
You would help me.
Brandy, I would turn the person in a heartbeat. You don't understand, Brandy. I'm not the person that did this.
Please,
I don't know how much more clear I can be.
Hero, Stacy, please.
Brandy, I want to be your hero and bring him home, but I don't have anything.
I don't want you to be my hero. I want you to be Michael's hero.
I know, and I want to be his hero too, but I can't without having something to give them, Brandy. I'm trying to explain this to you. What do I tell them? What do I just
tell them about Brandon, please?
I told them everything. That's what you don't. Brandy, I'm not protecting them, Brandy. What, am I? Because I'm pretty sure I've just told the truth every freaking time that I've done a statement, Brandy.
Then
I
why
don't know
is
what you.
law enforcement saying you're suspect? Why is there evidence that Michael was at your house? Why did you say he was buried in that backyard? Why did you lie? Why did you tell them that? I had to sit here and listen to those trucks every day. You seen him that night.
Brandy.
You seen him that night. Tell me about the kid. Tell me about the kid on the road. Was it him?
That was not him. No, it was not him.
How come he changed ages, sex, color of hair? All of your statements. How come that little boy? Where you? Okay, you said you pulled off out of the neighborhood up here on 8th. There are no houses here. You cannot see down 6 houses.
How can you tell me I can't see 6 houses? That was not your son, Brandy. What do you want me to say?
You changed your story continuously, and then you
No,
said,
I haven't.
Yes, you
I
have.
have specified in every one of my podcasts that I've done that my information may not be 100% clear, as it has been almost 3.5 years. Would you remember something 3.5 years verbatim, verbatim? Would you? Because I guarantee you wouldn't. Nobody can remember something.
Horrible. Horrible, this guy. Would you remember something 3 years later? She's like, fuck, yes, I do. Look at him. She is breaking down, begging him to help her because she knows he has the answers, right? Look at his face.
Clear, as it has been almost 3.5 years. Would you remember something 3.5 years verbatim, verbatim? Would you? Because I guarantee you wouldn't. Nobody can remember something identical, pinpointing it to it.
Hold up 1 second. We need to give Brandy a second to calm down and breathe for a minute.
Tell me, what was the boy doing that you saw on the road that night?
It wasn't your boy, Brandy. And he was outside of some house playing down the road on the right-hand side. I don't know what house. I don't know exactly what house. I don't have an address to give you, other than it was literally probably like 4 or 5 houses on the right-hand side of the road. And it was not Michael.
Let's not yell, Stacy. Let's not yell, Stacy.
But you would have had to drive by the kid, right?
Correct. But by the time I had filled up the power steering and we had taken off, he had already gone back inside with his family.
How do you know
I watched his because I don't know that it was family's house. All I know is I watched somebody come out of the side of their house and told them that it was time to come inside. And that's all I know. What else do you want me to give you? It wasn't your boy. You want to make up something?
So you saw a little boy. You pulled off the side of the road on 8th. Was it on directly outside?
No. Clarify. I did not see the little boy until after I had gotten out of the truck and opened the hood, and I heard noise coming from the background of somebody playing in the yard of the house. Just to get that straight. We didn't pull off because we saw somebody playing in the front yard. To clarify.
Okay, let me calm down here. So you pulled out of Hidden Meadow subdivision, correct? Took a left.
Carry on.
Okay.
Carry on.
The next road to turn.
The next right turn was Arizona Street.
Correct. So
we
from
pulled
where
off
you left
before
Hidden
that.
Meadows, okay, in between, because that's all field right there on the right-hand side. That's nothing.
And there's also a pull-off spot.
Right there, right before the sign on 8th, or excuse me, Arizona, on Arizona. So where was the little boy? Because you would have had to pull off right there in front of Arizona and 8th, right there, where the pull-off is. I've stood there and I've looked down the road. Which house looking down the road? I know you said 5 or 6 houses down the road. You said this child was playing in the yard. Was he standing? Was he sitting?
He was standing in the yard. How else would I notice somebody who was he was like having a good time? He was just being himself. I don't know. He was being like every fucking other kid that wants to have fun in their life. I don't know. It was not Michael. Trust me, I'm very, very familiar with faces, Brandy. And Michael's face was not that boy.
But I know all my neighbors, and there's no children. There are no kids there.
Well, there was a kid there. And it wasn't Michael. So I don't know what else to tell you. Other than what I saw and what I heard and what I know, that somebody came out of the house and told them that it was time to come inside. I don't know if these people had friends that had kids or if somebody was babysitting. I don't know.
You saw that person tell that kid to go inside?
I heard the person tell them to come inside.
So you were close enough to hear, but couldn't see. Which house, or do you remember which house? I know it's been 1,240 days, 3.5 years of pure hell and nightmares. People claiming they know where my son is and won't tell me. So,
If I knew who your boy was, I would have already told them that at the beginning of everything.
Just please beware. Just watch your tone a little bit, Stacy. Please watch your tone.
I'm just curious. Which house was it that you saw this little?
It was a
boy?
beige house. I don't know exactly the number. It was a beige house.
And it's on that right side, right there on 8th.
Correct.
Between Arizona and Washington.
Correct.
I know all of those neighbors.
Okay. And I'm sorry that you. Okay. And maybe you ever think maybe they were babysitting, or maybe
Hey, asshole, do you ever think that maybe they've already been questioned if there were any kids at their house? And she's telling you there wasn't any other kids. She said, I know all those neighbors. But we're supposed to believe you, right?
Correct.
I know all of those neighbors.
Okay. And I'm sorry that you. Okay. And maybe you ever think maybe they were babysitting, or maybe
I know their grandchildren.
maybe they had a friend over. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? I don't have anything to give you, Brandy. I have told every fucking thing. You're trying to get something, like, get me to say I have information. I don't have anything.
Do you believe that
You
Sarah
could have
and Adrien random or well?
No, not at all.
Nothing to do with it. If you
No.
don't.
Brandon, me, and Sarah were all gone that night, Brandy. We were in Cuna towing Brandon's vehicle back to Fruitland because I was going to help him repair his spark plugs that he had blew out of the hole because he's a dumb person and doesn't know how to drive. And thinks that high revving a vehicle is the coolest thing ever.
Oh, yeah. Talking way too much.
Brandy, I will give anything I can for him to come home. I don't have anything. There's nothing I have that I can give to law enforcement. Everything that I have told him is I've told. I don't have anything further. I don't know what else you want me to give. I can't just magically pull it out of my butt, Brandy. Like,
she's looking for her son. She's frustrated, Stacy.
I know. I want him to come home
You said
too.
that you would let her ask questions and that you would speak calmly. So just do so. Let her talk if she needs to talk.
No, and that's
Please
fine. That's
try
fine.
not to talk over her.
Exactly.
And
like, I need you to know, Brandy. Like, I have had nothing to do with him. I will put that on my life.
Okay.
I am okay at this point. I will have had
talk over her. And
like, I need you to know, Brandy. Like, I have had nothing to do with him. I will put that on my life.
Okay.
I am okay at this point. If somebody held me at gunpoint right now, specifically law enforcement, and told me to give them answers, they'd have to shoot me because I wouldn't have anything to give them, Brandy. That's where this is at. At this point, they can go ahead
and let her talk for a minute. Just pause for just a second, please. Thank you, Stacy.
What were you doing before you left?
Before I went to Cuna, I had taken a couple taxi rides that day. Specifically, I got woken up by Sarah at like 11 or 11:30 in the morning with a phone call saying a taxi ride needed to be picked up in Ontario and taken to Boise to the airport. And after dropping this person off at the airport, as I was headed home, I get another phone call from Sarah saying that a taxi ride needed to go from Ontario to the A&W.
Which A&W?
The one in Payette.
Why did you say the one in Ontario?
I said he needed to be picked up in Ontario and taken to the A&W.
I'm sure there's many creators that have that clip of this statement of you stating that you didn't go to the one in the art or the
that you went to the one in Ontario.
I already sent my GPS photos.
Mm-hmm.
I sent my GPS photos because I had specifically gone to the pharmacy right after I had dropped this person off at the A&W, and I went to the pharmacy at the Albertsons in Payette to go pick up Sarah's prescription because she had just had tooth surgery. I specifically remember picking up a prescription because it was the oxycodones or whatever it was. Hydrocodones.
Or whatever.
That was all on the 27th?
The what?
That was on the 27th of July,
Yes.
2021.
And I specifically know that it was that because I have pictures and GPS that I've already submitted that state the date and time that I'm outside the brick building, the brick side of Albertsons, in the Lexus, outside the pharmacy on that day at 3:30 p.m. to be exact.
Did Sarah hide Michael from you so you wouldn't give him back?
No, Sarah would never do that. Nothing like that would go on at our house. You need to keep in mind, I'm very keen and very aware of what happens around our house. And there would be no time frame for when something like this would be allowed or had enough time for something like that to happen.
Well, you were incarcerated when you gave the tip, and then Adrien wasn't around, so that only leaves two people, which would be Sarah or Brandon, that could have possibly moved Michael if he was actually in the yard.
No, because Sarah was also incarcerated, but she'd only gotten out for a period of like 3 months on pretrial release, and then got violated for violating her pretrial release, and that's when they came and searched the search warrant to the house and hit her with the failure to report the death.
The phone that you showed put you in the park.
The what?
The phone that you showed put you in the park. Kiwanis Park.
Correct. That was where I picked the client up for the taxi. And I'd taken him to Payette to the A&W where they wanted to go.
And you don't think that looks suspicious that you're at two splash pads that day, but Michael
wasn't.
goes missing?
No, I don't, because I wasn't at the splash pad. I went to the apartment complex right across the street from the splash pad. If you look on Google Maps, there's an apartment complex that's right across the street from there. It has a pond that's literally right inside that park.
What the didn't he just say he pulled into the splash pad?
It's right across from the park.
Do you have records of your taxi drives for that day?
No, most of the taxi customers either paid with cash or card. And that day I went through all of my Square payments because that's what we used for credit card processing. And we didn't take any credit card payments. That was a cash deposit. And it was a $150 ride when I picked the person up from Ontario to Boise. That was a $150 ride one way. And the Ontario one was a $25
ride.
Apartment
complex next to the splash pad in Payette?
No, Kiwanis Park is in Ontario. The splash pad is there's a park in Payette, but we weren't near the park. I had dropped him off at the A&W. I don't have anything else to give you other than what I've said. I wish I could magically make it happen, Brandy.
Did you tell
You what?
Did you tell your mom that Michael is dead?
No, I never said Michael was dead. My mom had asked if he was still alive or what happened. I said, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I can't answer something or confirm something if I don't have an answer.
Your phone showed you being at the Payette Park, not the Kiwanis Park.
Payette Park. Yes, I picked up the person in Ontario at the Kiwanis Park, or the apartment complex right next to it.
Okay.
And I took that person from the apartment complex to the A&W in Payette, which I believe is like within walking distance from Albertsons. And I went from there directly to Albertsons to go pick up the prescription for Sarah. And I think I picked up a prescription for my Prilosec or some shit like that. I don't know. So long ago. I don't like I'm trying to give everything I can to the best of my abilities.
Well, your phone showed that you were in the park in Payette.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know.
I'm giving everything that I can. I've given everything I can.
That was you.
Okay, correct.
So you never
show me where my GPS history shows that I was in that park, because I wasn't. I had gone by the park to go to A&W to drop him off.
Behind A&W, you'd have to 4x it to go directly across to the park from the back of the A&W, because it's right across the street from the Albertsons. And there's a yield there because it's two roads.
I know exactly what it is.
So that doesn't make any sense. So you were next to the skate park is what I was told. That's where you're
at the park. And until you can show.
You showed it.
I know. I showed that I was at the Albertsons at 3:30 p.m. exactly like I said.
It showed you next to the skate park in Payette.
Correct. And the skate park is right next to the A&W.
It's across the street and across the park.
Correct. I don't have anything else to give you, Brandy. I would have turned that shit in had I been given some sort of light to it. I don't hide stuff like that, Brandy, and I don't think you understand.
So why were you there
I
for
couldn't
only an
live with
hour?
myself if I knew something about it.
When you went to the splash pad in Payette,
What about it?
You didn't stay there for, you just dropped them off and went and got the prescription and left?
Correct. Dropped him off at the A&W, got
that
the
was 3:30?
prescription. Say it again.
And that was 3:30?
Correct.
So
And
you told him to
if you guys reach out to Eve, I have sent her all of the GPS location. I showed pictures of where I was at 3:30 p.m. and it specifically shows me in the Lexus outside of the pharmacy waiting in the car.
I saw that picture.
Correct.
Right. And what time was it again when you got that
3:30
call?
p.m. When Sarah called me, I don't know. I was on my way back. I think I was maybe 20 minutes out from Fruitland, so 23 minutes estimated. So whatever. I went and picked him up. I think about 3. So somewhere between 2:30 and maybe 2:50. I don't know. I don't have an exact time frame for you.
Okay. Well, you had showed it, I believe, and you showed it on Eve's as well, and it showed pinning you at the park. And if I guess if you're not living directly
The
here,
splash pad in Fruitland at 1:30 p.m.
So 1:30 to 3, you were doing a taxi ride?
No. Yes, correct. It takes an hour to get to Boise.
Okay. Yeah.
An hour to get back, which would put me exactly around the time frame of picking up the person in Ontario, like I said. And if you look at the time frame, the GPS location that I texted you, or texted and posted on.
So you knew all of this that happened. So what exactly happened at 6:30 then?
We were gone, like it says. Like I've told the same exact thing. We were not home at 6:30, Brandy.
Camera leaving the neighborhood.
You what?
When were you seen on CVT camera leaving the neighborhood?
5:30 p.m.
Well, Sarah's mom had said that you told her you were searching for a lost child before going to CUNA.
That is not true, nor is it anywhere accurate.
That's what her mother said.
Okay, well, then her mother needs to get her facts straight because that was never the case. And I remember specifically Sarah telling her mother before we left, because she communicates with her all the time, and telling her mom that we were going over to CUNA to go tow Brandy's vehicle back. It wasn't until when we got back that night that the neighborhood was swarming with people. And we had asked what was going on. And then they had told us, and we're like, what the heck?
So you're saying she's mistaken at the time frame of when you told her that you were looking? It wasn't at 7 p.m., 7:08 p.m.?
Say it again?
At 7:08 p.m., you didn't. Sarah had told her mom that you were searching for a lost child. I saw the photo.
That never even. The what?
I saw the photo. Screenshot.
Photo of what?
At 7:08 p.m. of Sarah.
You want to send me a screenshot? Because apparently I'm unaware of this. I was never searching for anybody. We were gone, and GPS data shows that we were gone. We were not even home around that time.
But you said you were putting in power steering fluid at 6:48 p.m.
No, 5:30 p.m. How else would CCTV video footage record us? At 5:30 p.m. on 8th Street, parked off to the side. Like, you guys know, like, I've already seen all of the CCTV video footage from the detectives directly. So, like, you're not going to, like, trick me into knowing what I already know and what I've seen from law enforcement.
I'm not trying to trick you. I want the answers. I want my son.
I've given you the answers, and I know who you want your son. And if I could give you your son, I'd fucking do it.
Whoa,
but don't try to tell me that my information's not
accurate. Watch your mouth, sir. Come on now.
Okay, well, don't try to tell me that my information. Okay, well, I'm not going to tolerate being criticized and ridiculed when I'm giving
Brandy,
I'm not disrespecting her.
You did.
But I'm not going to tolerate being disrespected as well and being ridiculed and criticized when I'm telling you that I know exactly where I was at 5:30 p.m. along with Brandon and Sarah, because we were all in the truck.
And
I asked you to stay respectful, so
Adrien,
just stay respectful, please.
Adrien was at the house. That's right. And according
at 5:30 p.m., I was shown by law enforcement when they started questioning me specific video CCTV footage, exactly like I said. of being outside, getting out of the truck. Sarah was driving. I was in the passenger side, and Brandon was in the back seat. And I had Sarah pull off at 5:30 p.m. This is verbatim from CCTV video footage from the police department.
Were you at the house when Adrien came back from Applebee's?
No. Sarah had gotten back with Brandon and Sarah and Adrien had gotten back right at,
I
or
saw
before
the
I
red
got back
truck
from the house.
and you guys leaving at 7:08 p.m.
No. GPS status shows differently. And I've already turned that in too. And law enforcement showed me video footage. They don't just adjust time frames at 5:30 p.m. exactly like I have said.
The timestamp was 7:08.
No, it wasn't. I've seen the
Oh,
time.
nice. Are you telling me I'm a liar?
I'm telling you, information gets modified.
I'm
telling you what I've.
The FBI modified that to the mother of a missing child. They're going to waste those resources to protect.
Okay, well then explain this, Brandy. It's 3.5. It's 3.5 years.
They showed me too.
Okay, cool. And guess what? It's 3.5 years. They quote unquote said they have such solid concrete evidence, right? Yeah. Solid concrete evidence that it's 3.5 years later and there's still no charges. You wonder why? Because they don't got anything, Brandy. Figure it out. Do them. No, they.
Wow. This says a lot right here. TM, I'm not going to lie. As I was waiting for part 2 to come through, I was holding my breath. I'm like, what's she going to say? What's she going to say? Thank you so much, Tiffany. That means a lot. And I've thought about it. But, you know, those panels, they get crazy, man. Guess it depends on the case, right?
They don't. Really?
Listen
solid
to his
concrete
ass.
evidence, right? Yeah. Solid. It's 3.5 years. They quote unquote said they have such solid concrete evidence, right? Yeah. Solid concrete evidence that it's 3.5 years later and there's still no charges. You wonder why? Because they don't got anything, Brandy. Figure it out. Do them. No, they don't. Really?
And I know
Really?
you're lying, Stacy. And
Really?
you know
Am
what? I would forgive you if you would tell me the truth about Sarah.
I don't have anything to fucking give you. I don't have anything to give you.
Who speaks like that to the mother anyways? No empathy. Zero. And everybody that's in the path of this winter storm, please stay safe. Right, K-Pick. They don't have enough to get the charges to stick, right?
And if I had something to give you, I would.
They showed me too. I seen the photos. I saw your confession, Stacy. I seen everything. And you know what? And I've seen it. What you did all over the internet, I have seen it. And you continue to lie. You know, there was one time that I said I could forgive someone as long as Michael came home to me safely.
And if I had something to give you, Brandy, I would.
I'm not going
to. Go ahead. Okay, and don't give up. I don't want you to give up. As a mother, you shouldn't give up.
Wow.
And if I had something else to give you, I would.
I believe you do.
Okay, and I believe I know I don't. So there's two different sides there. I'm sorry that you still obviously think that I'm a liar and this fucking horrible person.
I've caught you.
Your prerogative. It's your prerogative. Guess what? It's your prerogative. And you're entitled to feel any way you want. But don't think for once. You're right, you are. But if I had something else to give you, I would. I don't just somehow pass a lie detector test or a polygraph test specifically relating.
Because you're lying about your polygraph test.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Because that's why the person, Matt, that did the specific polygraph told me specifically that I told the truth. So you want to prove to me where I lied on the polygraph? Do you want to show me a screenshot? Because I guarantee you can't prove that either. You're going off of speculation. There's a reason they
stopped. No, I'm talking about your lawyer. Your lawyer.
My lawyer? Oh, do you think that's a lie? Because that's not.
No, I know it's not a lie.
No, it's not a lie. Because it's not. And it's not fake.
I didn't say it was a lie.
And it's not fake. I never said I was going after the law enforcement.
I even invited you and Brandon and both of you and your lawyers, and you can come speak with me. We can be there. You can bring, whoever you'd like. I don't have a lawyer, so but we can gladly bring any of these lawyers in, and we can all sit down and have a conversation. Because I'd like to know why Brandon says you're lying and you say Brandon's lying.
Really? Because Brandon didn't say that I'm lying, and actually I listened to his statement that Brandon from his lawyer specifically that Brandon's lawyer was retained to represent Brandon should he ever get charged. I heard exactly the whole statement from his lawyer and what Brandon told. And Brandon's statement confirms everything that Sarah and I told. So show me.
His polygraph test, right?
Hmm?
Ted Bundy passed his polygraph test, right?
Yep.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Did you
why
see
were you at
JLR's
the church?
interview?
What was the plan? What was the plan, Stacy?
For what?
For the abduction of Michael.
I wasn't involved in it, Brandy. And there's nothing you're going to do that's going to convince me otherwise.
Why did you tell law enforcement? that you knew.
I didn't say that I knew. I wanted to get them off my back. And maybe if you did a little studying and research on what fetal alcohol syndrome is, and maybe if you had it and you got put in a pressure point situation, you'd do the same fucking thing.
I do have a slight medical background, and I'm quite aware
Okay.
of fetal.
Then you'll understand that being
I
put
am
in a very
understanding.
pressure pointed situation,
Yes,
in a
that's why
very
I'm trying to
pressure
talk about the
situation, you would
terminals
do everything you can
so
to
I
fight
can
or
get the
flight.
truth from you without you being an explosive asshole.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Past history. Past history.
Past history.
Yeah, years ago, Brandy, that I've done 13 years in freaking group homes to overcome that.
You
To
care
explain
about getting
that
away
I'm
with
such a
this.
horrible
That's all you care
person,
about.
Brandy.
You
Wait,
care about
I'm
getting
sorry.
away.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
This is over.
Wait,
Because
hold on. What did he do that he spent 13 years in group homes? Is it something with SA?
Get the truth from you without you being an explosive asshole.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Past history. Past history.
Past history.
Yeah, years ago, Brandy, that I've done 13 years in freaking group homes to overcome that.
You
To
care
explain
about getting
that
away
I'm
with
such a
this.
horrible
That's all you
person,
care about.
Brandy.
You care about
I'm
getting
sorry.
away.
I'm sorry. This is over.
Because you can't tell me the truth. You can't.
I don't have truth to tell you.
You do.
I don't.
You know where Michael is.
No,
well,
I don't.
You did know. You did
No,
know
I
where
don't,
Michael is.
Brandy.
Yes, you did.
No, I
Because
don't.
you
No,
told
I
Vaughan.
don't. No.
Let's let Brandy talk, please.
So
Go ahead, Brandy.
Go ahead, Brandy. Guess what? They can bring charges because guess what? And they can hold me at a fucking. Go ahead. Bring charges, and it's gonna get fought in court because they don't
You
have
have
shit.
knowledge of.
Consider no, I don't. And consider this your guys' warning.
Oh.
Continue slander. Nope.
I'm not slandering you.
Continue slander.
You said you would answer anything, Stacy. You said you're an
Correct,
open book, and you're not being an open book to me. You're getting angry with me, and you're not answering questions.
No, I've answered everything that you need, Brandy. I've answered everything. You still want to accuse me. You still want to do this and do that. Guess what?
I
Go
want
ahead.
to know why
Go
you're
ahead.
lying.
I'm not lying.
You have.
I want to know why you think.
You have control issues.
No, I don't have control issues.
Yeah.
I have issues with people slandering me and defaming me and thinking that they have and thinking that they're hot shit and thinking that they know it all. This conversation is done. Y'all have a good night.
Obviously, he's still gonna listen.
That was how he left.
He is still gonna listen.
Triggered.
I am so sorry. I didn't want to kick him down when he was being disrespectful because I knew you still had questions and stuff to ask. So I'm sorry that you went through that. I'm sorry that I didn't add anybody up because I just wanted you to be able to talk to him.
He's acting the frontal lobe issues. He's acting without thinking and through, and that's yes, I do understand, Stacy. So I'm tired. I'm exhausted. They need to start telling the truth. They need to quit lying. I'm over it. It takes a really sick and evil person to sit there and swear on their life when they've come up here to many different creators, not only behind the scenes talking to them or trying to extort people for money. I'm sorry, y'all. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We are not giving up the fight for Michael. We will not give up for Michael. And go ahead, because I've seen what you're lying about, Stacy, with my own eyes. And you're not going to tell me the FBI and the Idaho State Police, the Fruitland Police Department, the Fayette County Sheriff's Department, NCMEC. You're going to tell me they're all going to lie to me and stick up for you? I'm done with your games. My son is not a game. Michael Joseph Vaughan has been abducted, and 4 named suspects, Stacy Wandra, Sarah Wandra, Adrien Lucian, and Brandon Shirtlift, and possibly more that have involvement and know where Michael is. And I'm coming for you, every single one of you, and I will not give up. And I'm not going to be quiet and Miss Nicey anymore. Michael is my son. He is missed. He is loved. I am tired of my family being tortured every day, Stacy. Every day. And I am going to find Michael, and I'm going to get justice for him, and I'm going to prove to the world what a horrible, evil liar you are.
And we're all going to be right here to help you prove it, Mama.
Sorry, I lost my cool. I tried to keep my cool the best I could, y'all.
No, you were fine. You could have said anything you wanted to. I was waiting for you to tell him off. I just could not handle the way he was talking to you. It was pissing me off, and I didn't want to kick him down if you had more questions, and I didn't want to run him off. I'm proud of you. I think you did a great job.
Obviously, he can't. You lied to me, Stacy. You just lied right then and there. You would do anything to help me find my son. You know the information that Brandon and Sarah have, and you won't give it up. Why are you protecting them? Stop protecting them. Stop it. Sarah doesn't give a damn what happens to you. She's an evil person. She has an evil soul. She ain't no good Christian. No Christian would want to take an innocent life. Even to take an innocent life away from the love that they've known to appease their selfishness. And that's what they are. They're selfish, evil monsters. I'm going to...
It's all right. If you need to go, if you need to rest, you're perfectly fine. If you want to sit and talk more, it's perfectly fine. I don't want you to get too tired.
Tyler was going to fucking have a heart attack when he walked in the door.
Oh, good God. I am so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry.
He got walking in the door. Oh, my God. The look on his face. Holy shit.
Her husband walked in.
So much that is here for Michael. Please, please, please keep sharing his picture, everybody. Michael is still missing. We don't have answers. And these 4 suspects, they know more than they're stating. They have knowledge, and they're going to trip up over their lies.
Hell yeah, they are. Something triggered him tonight, so we're on to something.
Well, there's people talking. So, please, everyone, please keep sharing Michael's picture. If you have a tip, please call it in to find Michael at fruitland.org. The other one,
the Fruitland tip line phone number is 208-642-6006, or you can email findmichael@fruitland.org. This is Michael Vaughn's mom, and she is begging you to call in a tip. No tip is too small. Please, please call in anything or email to findmichael@fruitland.org.
He wouldn't even tell me what my son was doing.
You were begging, and
he didn't even tell me what my son...
He just kept acting like the victim.
Yeah, poor Stacy. Poor Stacy. Stacy, where's Michael?
Stacy, where is Michael?
Did you want to give him back to me? When I said I would forgive if you just bring Michael back, I could have him back. That's all I cared about. I didn't care about anything else.
Sorry, 2021.
Couldn't even... You're a coward. You're all cowards. It's all right.
Brandy, you're so strong, and we all love you so much. Everybody in chat is rooting for you, and we just want you to find the peace that
Please, everybody,
you deserve.
share him out. I'd like to talk to Brandon. I want to know why their stories are so different. I want to know where Michael is. I want to know why they're covering up for each other. Who are they covering up for? Who else? Who else knows? Are they afraid? Are they afraid that even in prison, they're not going to get away from whatever they're scared of? Whatever they know, whatever they did. I'm gonna go talk to Tyler. I gotta rest. Everybody's telling me to rest.
Yep, you do need to rest, love. I'm just letting you talk until you were ready to go. We love you, honey. I'm so sorry you didn't get any answers, and I hope and pray that
I got some answers.
She got something out of it.
I know how much of a liar he is. And
Yeah.
he did it right to my face. And I want everybody to see the proof of it. The proof that he is a bold-faced liar.
Well, I hope and pray that he thinks about it.
I hope he does
And
too.
does something. I really do.
Love
Get
y'all.
some rest, honey. We love you.
Love y'all. Have a wonderful evening. And if I don't talk to anybody, have a great holiday. I'll keep you all updated on the other stuff and all the wonderful gifts that everybody sent for the kids. And Sam, the lovely letter from your daughter and our gifts. Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome, love.
So everybody, Brooks, Crime Lines and Lies, Purple Night. Oh, that's the old one. Purple Phoenix, all of the subscribers, everybody that I know.
She's so kind.
Dolly Vision, with a PJ, everybody that's continuing to share Michael's story, keeping, a lot of you do it behind the scenes as well, just to say hi and check on the family. Thank you, and please don't give up. We're not giving up. I got a fire under me. I'm gonna get Michael. We are gonna get Michael home.
Yes, we are.
And anytime they want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. I'm ready. Let's do this. I want my son home, and I'm tired of your games. So I love you, Miss Sam. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
I love you too, baby.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
After all that, she still had it in her to wish everybody a happy holiday. He's not in jail. I don't believe he's in jail right now.
because this was just 2 weeks ago. Stacy is the male. Sarah is the female. She's in jail. But much thanks to PNW. It's missing PNW. I'm going to throw the link to this live. She has other videos as well, if you guys want to check them out. Yes, please email anything that Brandy would like shared. I'm more than happy to help out any way that I can. I feel so helpless. But anything that a probation violation, Evelyn. I hope you had a good holiday, Evelyn. Oh, is he back in? Oh, December 23rd, he was picked back up. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Stacy. So they're both in the clinker again? Can you confirm that they're both in the clinker? And what about the whereabouts of Lucien? Was Lucien ever tracked down from the press conference when they released his name? Yeah, you're very welcome. You don't have to thank me, though. I would love to help in any way I can. I followed this case for many years. Probation violation, both of them. Good. Good, good, good. I didn't realize he was rearrested. But what about Lucien? He did speak with law enforcement. Okay. So they've touched base with all four now. I wasn't sure about Adrien. Because we haven't really heard much from law enforcement, I don't think, since that presser, right? With updates on this. So I'm really grateful for Brandy, having the strength to come on YouTube and talk and I know it's the love for Michael that gives her that strength. And please, give her hugs and love from us here. If she needs anything, please reach out. Thank you guys for joining today. Please share this live and make everyone aware of Michael's disappearance. The age progression is on here. He was last seen July 27th, 2021. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. Beautiful little boy. He was last seen wearing a blue Minecraft t-shirt, black shorts with lime green trim and flip-flops. Lucien's still hopping around Washington, D.C., in and out of homeless shelters. Wow. It's just so sad there's not enough to nail them down. Let's hope that something breaks soon in this case. You guys send all your good thoughts, vibes, prayers to Brandy and her family. And we will stay on top of this. We might even do another live stream going over more interviews that I haven't seen yet, too. So thanks, you guys, for joining. Spread the awareness. Keep Michael's face out there. Keep the pressure on these people that we're not going to give up until Michael's brought home. Is there a packet for the suspects showing multiple photos to share? I don't know if there's a packet. But Callie Dime, if you want to email me anything, if there is anything that I can share on my socials, I definitely will. It was right around Summerwell's the next month. It was. He's really good. I'm going to go spend time with them right now. Thank you, Miss Robin, for being here. Yes, I will, Angie. Thank you, moderators, for being here. Thank you guys for sticking around and hearing about Michael's story. It's very important that we keep these stories alive. Even when the media forgets about them, we have not. So everybody stay safe, take care, and I'll see you on Monday Live.
don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, 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 damn. You wanna be, you wanna be, you wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, 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 damn. You're mad at me for not giving you comfort. You say that I'm away so much, and now you don't feel the way you felt when we were younger. But that's okay for me, 'cause I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn.
Bye, Jennifer.